something was trying to get in. Asleep beneath her quilt in 1817, Betsy Bell awoke in the dark to a sound. A knock at the door. But no one was there. Night after night, doors were pounded, windows banged on, and the flapping of wings sounded against the roof. Betsy's father and brothers would examine the house, but in the moonlight that shone on their log cabin, they found nothing. As the days went by, the sounds grew louder and more frequent, until they shook the cabin with their force. Maybe they were caused by earthquakes, Betsy's father thought. But no one else in the neighborhood was affected. Maybe they were the work of scoundrels up to mischief, he guessed. But the culprit couldn't be caught. Then one night there was a scratching sound inside Betsy's room, like claws scraping on the floor. It had gotten inside. Every night after that, the noise kept 12-year-old Betsy and the rest of her family awake and scared. It moved throughout the house, getting worse and worse. Finally, when we would search for a rat in our room, the same noise would appear in Sister Elizabeth's chamber, disturbing her, and arousing all the family, wrote Betsy's little brother, Richard Williams Bell, years later. Then one night, while Betsy huddled under her quilt, the covers slid off as if someone were pulling them. She could hear the sounds of smacking lips, gulping and choking. Soon members of the family regularly were having their blankets torn off. When Betsy and her brothers tried to get them back, an unseen hand would slap them. It also began to pinch them, hit them and pull their hair. The family finally had to admit the truth: they had a ghost. Then the ghost began to talk. The voice would laugh, sing, curse and sometimes recite prayers and sermons. The spirit seemed to like Betsy's mother, Lucy, but it hated her father, John. When Betsy felt like she couldn't take any more, her parents sent her to a friend's house to spend the night. On her first night away from home, Betsy ate supper with her best friend. They talked for a while and then headed to bed. They had just snuggled under the covers when a knock sounded at the bedroom door. Then the door flew open and a blast of wind blew out the candles. The covers were jerked from the bed. The girls jumped up to close the door and found it never had been opened. "Betsy, you should not have come over here, you know I can follow you anywhere. Now get a good night's sleep." A soft hand patted Betsy's cheek and the voice again assured them that they would not be disturbed any more that night. People accused Betsy of making up the ghost and creating those noises herself using ventriloquism, or making her voice sound like it was coming from someplace else. But soon the hauntings grew beyond anything a 12-year-old girl could produce. When a strange nervous condition made it difficult for John Bell to chew or swallow, he blamed it on the ghost. He knew he couldn't keep the family secret any longer. Once word got out, concerned friends and curious strangers visited the Bells to hear the ranting and raving of the ghost, which became known as the Bell Witch. The witch was a torment, not only to Betsy but to John Bell. The spirit taunted and threatened him. More and more he would suffer spells and facial contortions, which forced him to take to his bed. In 1820, 3 years after the haunting began, John's sons found him unconscious. In the cupboard where John's medicines were kept, his son found a strange bottle. The witch laughed and said she gave it to him. She said he would never wake up. And he never did. The origin of the legendary Bell Witch is of course a mystery. In early accounts the spirit itself provides its origin stating, "I am a spirit, I once was very happy, but I have been disturbed and made unhappy. I am the spirit of a person who was buried in the woods nearby and the grave was disturbed, my bones disinterred and scattered, and one of my teeth was lost under this house. I am here looking for that tooth." Of course this cannot be verified, however, a number of Indian burial mounds could be found in the region. In another event the witch claimed to be a spirit from everywhere: heaven, hell, the earth, am in the air, the houses, any place at any time, have been created millions of years. The entity that tormented the Bell family and the Red River settlement almost 200 years ago is often blamed for unexplainable manifestations that occur near the old Bell farm today. The faint sounds of people talking and children playing can sometimes be heard in the area, and it's not uncommon to see candle lights dance through the dark fields late at night. Photography is especially difficult. Some pictures taken in the area show mist, orbs of light, and other phenomena, including human-like figures who were not present when the pictures were taken. Could these phenomena be related to the haunting of John Bell's family? Don't forget to check out my horror movies based on true events playlist. Thanks for watching.